Hello, good morning to you all. Firstly, I would like to apologize for not coming to the conference, and I would like to thank Professor Indrapal for giving me an opportunity to send my video presentation. So, when we started to discuss, I think initially Professor Indrapal would know that somewhere in my brain it was like the conference is in Srinagar, and suddenly he said Mohali, but I was so excited to look forward due to unfortunate situations I couldn't come down. So quickly, I would like to speak about zero hunger policy and sustainable development goals. This photograph photo I put, I like it because this was something which I initiated between the mothers, grandmothers, and grandchildren and their daughters. You know how we can have a combination of activity and how that will give them a trust and a closeness. And that's why I said this is much more important to arrive on it. So here we have the second slide, achieving zero hunger together. So we should have a combination. This is Dr. Shalini Rajneesh. This was in 2017, and this is me, and this is one of the IAS officers, and this is the then education minister. Like he was in charge of the education. He was a commissioner for education and health, where we went. And after this, we did a training for the block development officers. These are all the rural health mission doctors where I trained them. So I'm going to quickly put a light on that. So as we look into the global hunger, we just look at one point of an horizon. How do we understand the scope? What is a malnourishment? You know, this is a picture from Uzbekistan, where the rural women bake this bread or a puff with a lot of meat and linseed every day. And so this is what they think. And here I'm teaching how to prepare extracts of the herbs which can help them in their malnourishment. This was in Aroval. So I go in for how do we do it? Safe access, ensure access to safe, nutritious food of thing, elimination all forms of malnutrition through targeted interventions, promote sustainable food production to enhance the global food systems. So during this training program, I asked them to draw from where they come from, just as a picturization to understand what is the availability. Then I ask them to mask themselves and see through the lenses what they can find around them, which helps them in the nutrition. So these were the two activities. Then identifying their own thing availability, and then creating a web, creating a food web. So here you can see how we created a food web, whatever is available. I just put this picture. It's like, you know, when fostering sustainable growth and relations in the rural communities, it's like this. It's a like it's just like an autumn fall. You have everything but you can't find anything. I just put this picture because I feel it's more relatable on the five pillars of the hunger thing. One second, what's there? Okay, here. Then the next one is sustainable practices. What are the foods available? How do you get it towards the biodiversity, whether it's socially equally important? You know, like this picture shows a vineyard on the wall. You can just take it out and throw as a weed, but you can use it as a shadow or as a shade or as a thing. The same way, identifying the needs of the local area, identifying the local help traditions and getting them into the practice, that which is sustainable. So creating recipes, connecting the women into the community, the like connecting one to one, measuring the nutrition, how the nutrition deficiencies are, and teaching healthy habits. Like this was one of the recipe which is from so Bangalore. So in a village near Bangalore, they were just throwing off, you know, after making the ragi ball and how to create a porridge from that and how it can be, and then combining the diversity, understanding the limitations. So when I made this, you can see me as a very nice pumpkin XXL. So like everybody dreams of being slim and thin and acting, and obviously they got a trainer who was double XL and how teaching them how to manage the health and how to reduce them. So the gaps, the diversity gaps in understanding the limitations, that's the very important tool of it. And then the nutrition assessment tools, then creating a focus group discussions, asking them the questions, what can be, how can it be, how can we go around, how can we do this is one of the picture of a role. Then after that, strategize and bring what is the local traditions, group discussion, digital tools. Start using the digital tools here. Everybody has a mobile, everybody gets, so you can find what is locally available. Of course, I think if you have seen Human Loop, the movie from which is there, it shows that AI is like a child. It gives out what you feed, and you have to feed the brains of the people around, the socio-cultural barriers. Like for example, I have here three pictures. This is a sign which shows there's a sewing shop nearby. This was in Germany. Like, they put here, we don't need you as a tailor, there is only a scissor. So the difference of the cultural thing, adapting it, understanding it, bringing it together. So like the cultural barriers, this one, praying the amla plant, putting a lamp there. It was not only by the Hindus but also Muslims and all the communities of the village. This is a picture from Uzbekistan where you get to train yourself, or I'm just giving a demonstration, and how can a small little closure of understanding themselves will help. So behavioral changes, group education is really really important, and then the peer support, collaborative meal planning, especially in midday meal schemes, or how we can understand collaborative meal planning is like neighborhood. More normally what you cook is not so tasty, that comes from the neighbor. So collaborative meal planning, which is very very important, including even the men. And this activity was including all the blog developers. They were very happy to do the cutting, so they realized how hard it is to chill. Then taking up food as medicine, finding nutrient rich foods, local herbs, traditional dishes, cooking education. Sometimes we need to teach them how to cut the onions straight or cross, or this just not like the recipes. And seasonal produce. Every time look into the seasonal produce and create the recipes with the seasonal produce. So that's where I try to discuss. Then integrating the traditional foods, empowering communities through educate, through nutrition. This is one of the mosque door, and this is just like getting on to the small thing. And that's Dr. Sarah. We always discuss food as medicine and getting the traditional foods into the mainstream of thing. Then cultural appropriate meal, like you can go on a cultural appropriate meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, like how it is. It's not suddenly you're going out of like vegetarians and non-vegetarians. This is a very interesting picture. This was like in Uzbekistan, in Samarkand. We were in a village and we were invited to a village wedding. You can see cola, and in this cup, it's not tea, it was oatka given to us to drink. So early morning, they were drinking oatka. So that's an Uzbek culture in the traditional marriages. And how do we empower the women? Strengthen the rural communities. These are the silver earrings which they have prepared by hand. So identify what is their skill and then connect it to their diversity. So in this whole picture, how can AI in nutrition and meal planning? How can you take everybody's taking artificial intelligence? Yes, somebody must have feed it some recipe on the Instagram, whatever it is. Like when I used to look at the photographs like this of the kitchen, which is completely automated, and this, I thought it was just a Photoshop thing. But now my kitchen is like this. I can take a picture of this because cleanliness, keeping it clean, keeping it organized is also this. So I'm not saying everybody needs a modular kitchen. Even in the village kitchen, we need to keep the things accessible. We need to keep the things in a modulated way. And also that's what artificial intelligence is doing in our day-to-day life nutrition, how to keep it. So there are many variables, watches, genetics records, but all this, when you go to a rural women, the variables are their observations, genetics are their connection. They say, oh, she behaves like her aunt, ये तो इसकी फूफू की जैसी लगती है. If a nose of a person is matching to the forefathers, that is genetically. Records, there are no records in the villages, nothing in the villages, but the only record is the one doctor they are going regularly, whom they call it as a family doctor. He may be a local physician or whatever it is, but the mother is the biggest record in the rural women. The mother and the grandmother, they know how to handle it. So that's the algorithm, data sources, and the nutrition. This is the modern way. The algorithm is the mother is speaking like which child doesn't like this, what it doesn't like, and how the nutrient analysis, and then creating a meal plan according to predicting the outcome of the index. Create, focus on, create according to what you get in and around, not what we get something in Punjab which is getting it in Bangalore or somewhere like this. So creating how it is, making something like this, creativity. This is an ice cream with the things. So you can even add some things. It should be a promoting balance. So then we do have the promise of AI says it's balances and great potential. But for me, for zero hunger, I can say more than AI, it's HI, the human intelligence which performs. So I don't want to take much time, and this is me now. And all I can say is these were all my before and the transitions. Here is my email ID, and that's my personal website. And right now, what I am. And I would like to thank. It was not an easy journey, like nothing AI exercises, meal plan. It was a transformation completely of mental and emotional well-being. I can say it was, even now I'm a little bit choking, but I think I'll be all right of it. So I would like to really thank you so much to Dr. Professor Indrapal for putting me here, and I miss all the team. I hope I meet all of you together again. Thank you so much.